Welcome to PPR Podcast number 151, brought to you by the San Diego Strike Force. My name is Paul, the star of the podcast sits to my right still. Mr. Burt Grossman. Burt.
Yes.
Introduce our guest.
Jett Thomas from La Jolla High School. I'm sure you heard the name. 6'5", 300-pound, best lineman in the county, and we get to have him on today this rainy day.
Hey, Jett, welcome. You are the first in our new temporary digs here, so enjoy it. Young man, when you hear that best lineman in the county phrase, what does that mean to you?
It's, I love to hear it because, it's really important to me that, that I can keep my name in football right now, and it feels good to be that I can be called the best lineman.
We had an interesting thing with you last year within the studio PPR. So we wanted to do you for Iron Hog like every week, and then we had this thing we like to have seniors on there. So I negotiated a thing where you're going to be on the Iron Hog award list, and then I forgot to put you on the Iron Hog award list. So that was my fault. It was no disrespect to you as a player whatsoever.
No, you're good.
We wanted to have you on there every week.
Every season, Jett, we make one or two big mistakes as it relates to. There's just so many athletes. There's so few of us, and that time of the year, everybody is just strung out, man. They're just tired. You know what it's like to be at the end of a football season. And then when we get to the gala and we're looking for people and we think, oh, we just laid an egg. And you were our egg in 2023, and we want to apologize for that. But I suspect
that should be an award, a T-shirt at least.
Yeah, you're the PPR egg. But we're going to make it up to you in 2024, and justifiably so, because you got the dimensions. I mean, some people are saying you're one of the best linemen in the state, not just.
I would agree.
So I mean, that's pretty heady stuff. Is it possible to compare linemen from the north and the south, the east and the west? Is that even possible?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's all about, size involves in it, but like if you break it down, just look at film and get other coaches' opinion, not just like one big coach. And, I think it's, pretty possible for sure.
Hey, you and Paul have something in common. Is your dream school, I know you don't want to say it now, it's Wisconsin, isn't it?
It's up there, yeah. It's for sure up there.
Well, only because they cultivate the best linemen in the country, and it's a great education. Have you been there yet? Have you been to Madison?
Yeah, I went up there last summer for a football camp, and I really enjoyed it up there.
Young man, I grew up there. I cleaned the urinals in that stadium for 2 seasons. My junior in high school. I went to a poor school that we needed to raise money for the athletic department. And so every Sunday we would report to the stadium and clean out the stadium after the home game there on Saturday. So I know Camp Randall well, and I know that whole environment, and I can tell you right now, you would like it.
No, hold up.
Yeah, it's really.
Well, let them finish.
Hold on. Jett, let me give you some advice. I see you love to surf, you play golf. Have you been to Madison in wintertime yet?
I go to Wisconsin in the winter every year, and
why?
My mom's from there. Yeah, she grew up on a farm about 3 hours north from Madison.
So that's the connection.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great academic school. What would you study?
For sure business. I love business.
And tell me why.
I just like able to speak for yourself and just get connections with everything.
What do you see, if not for football, what do you see yourself doing?
Just being an entrepreneur, really. Follow footsteps from coaches we've had that gone through a lot of jobs and, just get advice from them.
And would you stay out here? Or say there was no football, would you stay? Because La Jolla and Madison are two very different things. I can't get the connection there, other than your mom. But I mean, could you see yourself living there?
Yeah, I could see myself living there for sure. I like it here too, though. It's like half and half. I could be here for the winter and there for the summer, but they're both beautiful places.
Yeah. All right. So, but I mean, it's gotten kind of barbaric now, if you ask me. When Burt was being recruited by 100 different schools, the money was under the table.
Yes.
Now, when you're getting recruited, and I'm sure you're getting recruited by a dozen places or so, the money's on top of the table. How does that conversation go?
So far, I don't know if the coaches can talk about it right now, but I don't really care about the money too much. I just want to be able to play football and enjoy the school and the environment that I choose to pursue the next 4+ years that I want to go to.
Well, I hate to call you on this, but in your sounds of the game, weren't you talking about NIL money and having a jet airplane?
Well, yeah, that was the dream, and I think it's still possible, but it's just that'd be crazy for sure.
You just told us you want to be an entrepreneur, and then you said you don't care about the money.
Yeah, dude, you're full of contradictions.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, so man, I'm excited now. I know people still in Madison. I'm tight there.
You might get some NIL money if you can hook them in.
No, I'm not looking to make any money. I would love to be able to tell my friends that, yeah, that kid was on our show and now he's.
Jett, I saw something on your social media and it brought up painful memories for me too, because I had the same feeling and I want to get your feeling on it. Coach Lewis comes to visit you from San Diego State. We're both 6'5", you're 6'5", like 310. It doesn't matter how big you are, you still look small next to that guy. Does that feel weird to you? Because you don't usually see that.
Why is that? Well, because he's 6'7".
He's 6'7",
Yeah.
but it's like no matter how big, you're used to walking around, and you as 6'5", 310, and it's like, man.
Yeah, he is a big man. I did not when I went to San Diego State for their junior day, and I had a meeting with him, and I'm like, holy cow, this guy's big. I was not expecting it.
So, how hard are you working right now?
Oh, I'm working pretty hard for sure.
We
got morning workouts 3 times a week. Then I just got off work the other days that we're not working out.
I saw one. You have a lot of interesting things. I saw last year, weren't you you guys had a game and you were on the hands team? Like you're 6'5", 310-pound offensive lineman on the hands team. I've never seen that in my entire life. How does that come about? How do you get on the hands team?
I would say I got some of the best hands on the team.
Obviously, yeah.
And sometimes I run routes in practice and I don't drop a ball, and I think the coaches realize since I'm such a big body on hands team, if they onside kick it, they know I'm going to catch it. So I think it's just I'm a valuable position in that.
Well, Jett, I'm sure you watched how the Detroit Lions are using their linemen, especially down near the goal line, and they have a multiple lineman look now. They have rotating linemen that come in and off the field. Maybe you'll be part of the new wave of, now instead of having 7 skilled position guys, you're going to have 9 linemen that you can rotate.
I don't think that's going to happen.
The Lions are already doing it.
Not on the hands team.
Well, not on the hands, but on the offense team.
It's a speed. They can't get separation. Jett, what do you run the 40 in?
I would say I lasered at 5'1".
Oh, that's pretty good for a big man, but I don't know if you can be running routes with that.
Well, but in unique situations where you're going to be left alone, you can look what the Lions are doing down near the goal line. And
that's why they're not in the Super Bowl this week. Right. Just so you know.
All right. Well, listen, Jett, we don't want to argue for you. Are you poorly named for a lineman?
What do you mean by that?
Well, like Jett. I think of a wide receiver named Jett.
You should be Tank or Truck.
Yeah, you should be Tank or.
Yeah, my parents just named me that, so I didn't think they were expecting me to be as big as I am. So
B-52 would be better.
Yeah. Well, tell us about your family. Are you the only kid?
No, I have a sister that goes to UCLA, and she's 19.
And is that Bruin connection something we should be worried about?
Yeah, I really like UCLA up there, and Drevno's a really good guy, and we've been in contact recently. So
I hate to keep badgering this, but I just want to know.
Badger, I like that.
No pun intended. But Jett, how does the conversation go? At what point does money come up in a recruiting conversation now? And I don't mean you don't talk about numbers or anything. I just want to know does it come up?
No, they've out of all the coaches I've ever talked to, they haven't brought any money up yet. So I don't know if there's rules on it for bribing and stuff, but I'm not sure.
Well, then how do we know about all these kids, Dion's kids, and all these guys that are saying, "Hey, I'm making $3 million a year," how do we know about that? If guy, because Jett's not the only kid that's told us that no, money never comes up.
I don't know.
Is that the difference between being a highly recruited lineman and a highly recruited quarterback?
I'm not sure. Maybe linemen, they're there to get, they're the main position, and, they're there to get the dirty work, and maybe the money doesn't, come up, but they still get it. I'm not sure, really.
And maybe high school. In high school, I think you might have to be a senior, finish your senior year. You can't start.
Oh, so it's too early.
Yeah, I don't think you can give juniors and sophomores, but maybe.
So how does it work now? Does your phone? You get text? Are you still getting calls, letters? Does it get to the point where you're like, oh man, just leave me alone? Tell me about what that's like when you're the prettiest girl at the dance. No pun. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Ever since, I became a junior, a lot of coaches have been texting me and calling me. But, it's kind of been weird because, like, the dead period, now there's a dead period for, like, all of February. So it's like you got to contact coaches at certain times. They can only contact you. Then it just goes completely dead for a while.
Can I do one of my conspiracy theories that I
Sure.
do with every? So I go through all the players. I go through their social media, and I always come up with conspiracy theories, and I'm usually wrong.
Yeah.
I'm maybe like 10% I'm right.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Why do you have Washington pinned on your Twitter, but nobody else?
I had them pinned because it's a great offer. I think if a coach comes on your Twitter page and they see you have a Washington offer, someone who just contended for a college football championship, I just think it just gives them a little like thought about who you're recruiting.
So on that's an interesting point because Ratumano, changing coaches. Washington got pilfered. I mean, all their players. Does that change your mind, or do you love the school so much, or relationship with a coach and they leave? What do you? I mean, not saying you're going to Washington, but does it chill you a little bit when it just totally changes within a month?
Yeah, it's a little weird, but I visited Washington. The environment's great, and Coach Fish that came in, he's a great guy. I've met all the coaching staff that came in, so Washington still's up there for sure.
So you're choosing between a pair of UWs.
Well, no, he's got San Diego State too. We're going to try to keep him
I'm
around.
just saying. There's two UWs.
You got some Ivy League offers too, don't you?
Yeah, I just got Columbia University the other day.
How does that work? Because it's not technically a scholarship, is it?
I think it's academic. It's an academic scholarship.
So let's talk about books.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a kid who doesn't. I mean, anybody who's got a GPA that starts with a 4, you're serious about your studies. Tell us about how you balance the time.
I just, especially for football season, we have practice for like 2-3 hours a day. And, when I get home, I just, shower, then straight to homework. And, I just thought about it in my head, more opportunities come with better grades. So might as well get good grades.
Young man, how come we never thought like that?
Because we're dumb. And Jett's not. We didn't.
Like
2.0 didn't give us a lot of options back in the day.
Our GPAs combined doesn't get to your number.
We're close though. It's close.
I mean, it's sadly, but it's true. So you're talking to a couple dolts, but we had a good time. But Jett, along the way, who's given you the best advice, and would you share with us what that advice is?
Yeah, I think it's just mostly my head coach, O-line coach, my mom, my dad. They just put it in my head like, you're going to be there for a while and, might as well be happy with your place and, who the people are you're going to be playing for. But also with all like the transferring right now, you really just don't know what's going to happen. So they just said fall in love with like the actual school and not the people, because people can change very quick.
I got a 2-part question.
Go ahead.
You have not given up a sack in your career, is that correct?
Yes.
Does that, because when you get to a streak like that, like 2-3 years, and then you go into your senior year and you're the top lineman, do you get any anxiety during the week that maybe I'm going to mess up and ruin that streak?
No, I don't really think about it too much because, whenever I play football, my mind just kind of goes blank. I just, think I'm just there to have fun and compete. Really, it doesn't really go through my head that I haven't let up a sack at all.
I got two-part. Okay. So who do you go? Because when I watch your film, it's you don't see a lot of high school kids. You don't see any high school kids really. You're like kick step, and your pass set is like almost like pro level perfect. The footwork. Who taught you all that?
Our coach at La Jolla, Juice, we call him, our O-line coach. I think he is by far the best O-line coach in San Diego, California. To be honest with you, I didn't play football my freshman year, but he taught me everything I know, and it is truly amazing how much he knows about football.
Well, what's Coach Juice's full name?
It's Scott Hughley.
Oh, I know. He's all over social media. We know Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, well, kudos to him. All right, so, Jett, how old are you?
I'm 17.
Burt, you're 56?
Six, thanks.
Burt's 56. Played in the NFL, 46 NFL sacks as a D.
Yeah, something.
46
then
sacks.
I got hurt.
You had to go against him right now. Would you be intimidated?
Jett, just drop a $100 bill on the ground. I'll go for that.
No, I want to know. Would you be scared to do it?
I wouldn't be scared. I'd just be like, this is a big moment. I would just be like, this guy's a legend, and I get to go against him.
I think Juice taught you well. I think you'd be fine.
So what would you do when you see a guy like you probably have never seen him play before? How would you approach it? What would go through your mind fundamentally?
Fundamentally, I would just get my kick step in and make sure I get a good foundation and just go at him. Really.
Well, the thing we do is looking at you. It would be, and they didn't do that back then. But you look at it, it's like a pitcher. You don't throw the same pitch twice. You react all some. But that's when I watch your kick step, and you're always square, and there's really no inside or outside to take advantage of.
Yeah.
And there's no real corner to beat you on because it's symmetrically like perfect. And I'm like, this is interesting.
I'll tell you what he's good at is, man, you put your hands out there, he'll take one off at the wrist. He's a pro at. Obviously, he's done it before. Man, you hurt my wrist that one time we were screwing around. Yeah.
We were doing something else.
No, I mean, because I always thought you're supposed to punch, and man, if you leave your hands out there, look out.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you're in a lot better shape than he is.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, I got one more question. Did you strategically put the beat bishops behind your head there? What's that about?
No, that's just our motto, First game, gotta get her done, and we're gonna get her done this year, so I can't wait for that game.
What do you like most about football?
I just like, being able to play with a team and knowing it's a team sport, one person can't change a team, and I think that's a great part about it.
What do you least like about the sport of football?
Losing, really, but it's not really a big thing, but it's putting all that hard work to lose is not the best.
Mm-hmm. It must be hard to lose and then go down to win and see a block away and watch the waves crash and go surfing.
How would you answer that question? What do you like least about playing football?
Practice and weightlifting and
that's
conditioning.
The difference between you two. Yeah. See, you would like all that, don't you, Jett? You like the work.
I was basically Johnny Manziel, if you watched the documentary. Yeah, it was just about to go drink and party afterwards.
It's just a shame that all
don't
that
go that road. Don't go that road. You won't last long.
He's not going to. There's no chance. That's not how he's wired.
I had a 2.0. Watch out.
Yeah, no,
2.15.
So that's not how you're wired. All right. So for the lineman watching this, let's not get technical. Let's get spiritual in the sense that, what's your advice to somebody who wants to follow in your footsteps?
I would just say, work hard, and anything's really possible, really. You don't gotta always be the biggest guy in a sense, and if you just get your technique down, you can really get if you're scared of a lineman, with good technique, you can really do anything.
So what's more important in your view? The girth that you have and the strength you have, or the footwork and fundamentals and technique that you have? Which is more important of those two categories?
I think for me, definitely the footwork and fundamentals, because you could see there's so many big guys, and if they can't move or they don't have good footwork, they're gonna get really like worked and destroyed in an upper level by people smaller than them.
Yeah, and you've really taken, because it used to be back in the day, it was you were put an offensive line if you weren't athletic enough to be a defensive lineman, which you've obviously changed that. Which brings me to one other thing. Tell me about the surfing. How often do you go surfing? Speaking athletic.
I try to go almost every day. Obviously we can't go right now because it's pouring and the water's really polluted, but I like to try to get in the water every day. It's just good for, my mental state, and it's good for my physical state. It keeps everything healthy.
So you can get up on a board and everything?
Oh yeah. I've been surfing for a pretty long time.
Do you have any video or pictures?
Yeah, I have a video on my Twitter that I posted the other day.
I'll send it to you, Paul.
Oh, I want that. We'll include that in this. The way this works, young man, is we'll post the raw interview up on YouTube today, and then I start breaking down my favorite parts and start putting them up on social media today and tomorrow. So if you can get me that video of him surfing, that'll be
Yeah, I
one
can
of the.
send it to you guys too.
All right.
So I got a question.
Yeah, I
so
got
it's
a couple
therapeutic and zen to go surfing, and you're blocked from wind and sea. How would you replace that if you went to Madison? What would be the replacement?
State Street.
Yeah, State Street.
What's State Street?
I've been there. I would go jump in the lake. The lake's real nice.
Have you ever been to Madison?
No, I have not.
It's the whole campus is situated between three lakes. It's on an isthmus of three lakes.
There's no waves.
But there's water, and it's a cool place to go to school, and be part of that. I mean, have you been to a game at Camp Randall yet?
No, I haven't, but I heard it's amazing.
Yeah, it's better than UCLA, dude. I'm going to tell you that right now, and it's better than Washington. It's louder, and just take my word for it.
I'll take your word for it.
All right. Listen, we're going to wrap this up. Tell me, in your life, what are you most proud of, and what's one thing you'd like to change?
I would say something I'm most proud of is, being able to, be in the physical shape I am in today. A lot of big people, especially linemen and stuff, they're just not athletic, and, they could be slow, but I think it's amazing that, I push myself every day and in the shape I am, to be honest with you. Yeah.
And assuming that we get it right this year and you're at the gala, what would be more important, to be the Iron Hog or to be a finalist for the big award for the Silver Pigskin Player of the Year? Which one of those categories would mean more to you?
I would say, to be honest, the Silver Pigskin one, because that's just out of every single player, not just one particular lineman. So I think to be a lineman and get the big award would just be the best thing you could ask for.
You know, it'd help if you ran some routes and caught some touchdowns this year.
I tell my coach that every single practice. Don't worry.
And return some kicks, maybe. Do it all this year.
I would love to do that too.
Could you imagine him gathering the ball at the 5-yard line and then you're on the
you're on the
Jeez, you meet him at the 30? Dude, I think that would get me out of the business. All right, young man, thank you for your patience as we got this set up. You know how we're going to do it. You're going to send me.
Or I'll get Jett. You have my text. Can you send me your social media tags?
And then I need all your tags. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah. No.
So just IG and
MySpace
and Twitter and MySpace. All right, and then young man, we will be in touch as we get closer to the season. And again, I could just tell you're a good dude, because most people would have chewed our.
A couple of his coaches chewed me out.
Yeah,
I got that.
Your coaches
Don't
did
worry.
it.
I couldn't even argue with them. I was like, I know.
But we're going to make it right in 2024. So just stay healthy, and we'll see you down the road. PPR Podcast number 151 is concluded. Please turn off the machines.